What makes you who you are? Are you a combination of a genetic code and hereditary passed on information? Are you a product of your environment and that stimuli has produced certain responses that has conditioned you to act in a certain way? Well, George Mead had an interesting theory on the self-concept, and his theory, symbolic interactionism. He theorized that the self-concept was a result of symbolic interaction. Hello, my name is David Shoup, and I'm going to be talking to you about symbolic interactionism, and specifically the concept of the me. Now, George Mead's theory had three central tenets: meaning, language, and thinking. These three tenets led to his concept called, or his self-concept and his definition of it, and there's two central parts to it: the me and the I. And it revolved around the looking glass self and taking on the role of others. Now, his I was entirely subjective, and in fact entirely unconscious too. We are not aware of it, and it was responsible for our spontaneous drive. Now, the me is entirely objective, in that it is socially created by others, or a perception of others' perception of ourselves. So our social interaction has created the self-concept in ourselves. Now, all this information I have found in a first look at communication theory by M. Griffin, 2012. Now, a good example of Mean's self-concept in the me is in my own life about 8 years ago, when I was an active duty military in the Marine Corps. I found myself mildly addicted to exercise and eating healthy. I was actually very obsessed with it. Why? Because when I took on the role of others and I looked in the looking glass, I found a very negative and critical attitude that I perceived others to have about myself. So because I had the self-concept that was negative, or it was very critical of myself or what I believed others to have about me, this led me to be obsessed with exercise and nutrition. So this is a great example of Mean's me, because my self-concept then was socially constructed and was based on the looking glass self and when I took on the role of others and my perceived perception that they had about me. So I have a question for you. How is your self-concept? How is your me? How is your I? When you look in the mirror, do you see it as George Mead would, as an entirely socially constructed image? Thank you for listening.